Жажиг болгосон буюу. Альгинч дагсуу. Дагсуу. Бэлэн. Жагшлаа.
Танайгаа олох вэ? Санаа
Бэлэн. Өдөгтөн хатарч байна уу? Жажиг болгосон буюу. Дагсуу. Жагчнаа. Бэлэн. Морцоо. Альгинч. Дагсуу. Бэлэн.
үлээж байна уу? Хийж
Жажиг болгосон буюу. Тэгсүү. Альгинч. Зархиг дагсуу. Хөлөгтөн. Бэлэн. Дагсуу. Жажиг болгосон буюу. Хатарч байна уу? Дагсуу. Тэгсүү. Морсоо. Альгинч. Дагсуу. Өдөгтөн. Дагсуу. Өдөгтөн. Жорчноо.
бэлт.
Альгинч. Хатарч байна уу? Дагсуу. Морсоо. Жажиг дагсуу. Альгинч. Жажиг болгосон буюу зархиг дагсуу. Бэлэн. Жорчноо. Бэлэн. Жажиг болгосон буюу хатарч байна. Аюу боллоо. Дагсуу. Тэгсүү. Өдөгтөн. Альгинч дагсуу. Дагсуу. Хатарч байна уу? Дагсуу. Жорчноо. Хатарч байна уу? Тэгсүү. Дагсуу. Бэлэн. Дагсуу. Дагсуу. Жорчноо. Зархиг дагсуу. 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 Альгинч. Дагсуу. Жажиг болгосон буюу дагсуу. Өдөгтөн.
Энэ арга байна уу?
Бэлт.
Бэлт.
Альгинч. Хатарч байна уу?
Жарлаг. Үлээж байна уу?
Бэлэн. Жорчноо. Хөлөгтөн. Дагсуу. Жажиг болгосон буюу. Морцоо. Зархиг дагсуу. Тэгсүү. Дагсуу. Дагсаар байна. Жорчноо. Дагсуу. Утгаа! Морцоо. Зархиг дагсуу. Бэлэн. Юу? Дагсуу. Ярддаг ясаар болгосоо. Бэлэн. Бэлэн. Хөлөгтөн. Дагсуу. Юу? Альгинч. Ultrawide. Айхан модчгоо.
Махталт бүлгөө.
Хайдуга яах хүснэ бой. Амарвайд. Танд юу би гарсоо. Би гişвах чирсоо. Адилж энд байна. За. За. Хөдөгтөн бидэн. Аргаач бидэн. Адилж энд байна. Дахиж мөрдөн. Өтөр хөдөлсөө. Жагсуу.
Танд юу хийх вэ? Жаргалыг хүлээж бай.
Танд юу хэрэгтэй бой? Yung хэмээн жадах болохгүй бой. Жадагсуу. Өсөд.
Баста бид хөдлөх гэж байна уу?
Хөдөгтөн бидэн. Амар байна уу?
Итүүгээ
Юу
жаргалыг
хийх
бай.
бой? За,
Цугаар сонирхох хүн.
жаргалыг дагсуу. Жаргалыг ясаар болгосоо.
Бид жаргалыг
Жаргалыг нүгэ анхаа. Гоншхон. Өдөр болгосоо. Жаргалыг ясаа.
манай
Адилж энд байна.
хөдөл.
Босха харвна. Юм хэмээн
Хоёрт хөвгөө хатгал. Жаргалыг ясаар болсон.
танд юу хэрэг? Би жаргалыг ясаар болгосоо.
Тохгүй да. Жаргалыг зөрчлөг. Жарлаг ирлэг.
Яасан бой?
Жарлаг ясаар болсон. Ядах юмгүй хөдөл. Итүүгээ удаардах цаг бодлого.
Суга жаргалгаар болгосоо.
Бусха гинеро бэнэм.
Цугаар сонирхох хүн. Хоёрдугаарда бид
Адилж бидэн.
Сүсварто хөдөл. Ясаар болсон. Хоёрдугаар баста бид хөдлөх гэж байна. Торхгүй атсуу. Торхгүй адахгүй. Хоёрдугаарда бид жаргалгаар болсон. Бэлт.
Юм.
Манай жаргал торхгүй. Шанаа.
Хатгаж байвал хана.
Баста бид хөдлөх гэж байна. Ясаар болгосон. Яа. Анда оруултгаа. Манай жаргал бодотаар барьсан. Анаач нам
Бана
гооган шан. Үгэрэмэл. Цугаар сонирхох хүн. Жаргалгаар болсон.
жаргалыг нүг.
Ном сум атсуу.
Жаргалыг яс.
Арваа торхгүй. Адахгүй.
Бана жаргалгсуу. Айдан аруулга. Суга аста. Бид хөд.
Бэлт. Удаардах цаг бодлого.
Жаргал бод. Юм яг хэмгүй. Хөдөж. Сугаар би айдан аруулга.
Ядах юмгүй хөдөл. Манай жаргал бодлого. Жаргалыг дагаж байна. Жаргалыг Гот. Атсуу. Хоёрдугаар хөгөө. Жаатиксүү.
Бана жаргал яс.
Хоёрдугаар хөгөө хатахгүй. Жаргалыг хөдөлмөг.
Ажилд бэлэн.
Цугаар бэлт.
Аруулга.
Анда оруулга.
Хоёрдугаар пап.
Хоёрдугаар хөгөө да. Зэрэг дүүгээ жаргалыг яс.
Хоёрдугаар аста. Бид хөдлөх гэж байна. Хөдөж. Суга сонирхох.
Бусха бэнэм. Гинэшэн.
Хоёрдугаар бэлэн. Хоёрдугаар
Номсоо удаарлах цаг бодлого. Харваач Юм болохын үү? Намайг хойсдоргоо. Жагдагаас хараад хойсдоргоо. Ном сум атсуу. Хойсдоргоо. Хараад хөрхөө. Атсууга оногдсон.
Амар юу буудгах гэж байна юм.
Ажил бит.
Танд юу
Жирхийг дах. Манай хөдөл.
юу хийхгүй.
Жирхэг манай ядах юм бэ? Хөдөл.
Айхан болчихоо.
Жирхэг ирлүүгээ. Бүгд жирхэг санагдсан. Мангаруу хаваад байна. Амар байна уу?
Сонор анхах цаг боллуга.
Ажил хүлээж байна уу? Хөдөлгөөе гэлэн.
Бид байхгүй.
Жирдэхсээр бодлого бомцмаа бил.
Амруу хараад байна.
Ганцхан.
Харваач цаг болдуга.
Манай жирдэг бодогдуга.
Харваач удаардаг цаг болдуга. Эдуга харж байна.
Хоёрт жирдгаар болсоо. Хоёрт гоод бит.
Ажил бидэг.
Цугаар онордсон. Ирчүүдэ. Душаа хүлээ. Би мандайг нь явсан. Ирчүүд тодогдох цаг ирлээ. Ойлголоо. Тодогдох цаг ирлээ.
Харваач бид
Ирчүүдэ.
харваач бид
Ажил тууяа бил.
Чин зүтгэсэн.
Ажил
Юу хийж
зүйтэй. Энд ажил хэрэггүй.
ажил хоёа бэлэг.
Атад сонсоо.
Ушаа бүлэг.
Шаардыг анхааралтай хүлээ.
Душаа хүл.
Хаашаа харахгүй.
Ирчүүдэ. Душаа хүлээхүйд бэлэн.
Юу хийж идэх вэ?
Хаашаа харахгүй баймуу. Душаа гэж баймуу. Ирчүүдэ.
Энийг харуул баймуу.
Багтаа сонс. Тодогдох цаг ирлээ.
Юу хийж эцлэх?
Душаа болгох цаг болбой. Бүгд сонс. Би гişүү түгүү. Та заахгүй. Тушаалаар давхмаа. Душаа хүл тодогдох цаг ирлээ. Ирчүүдэ. Үүрэгтэй.
Хааш би давих юм уу?
Ажиллах цаг боллоо. Би тийш явна.
Зүйтэй. Энд ажил хэрэггүй.
Ирчүүдэ. Би намайг хааш явуулахгүй.
Намайг хааш явах вэ?
Тодогдох цаг ханд хүчин зүтгэсэн. Хичээсэн. Мариндо туршууд бэлэн.
Атад анхаар. Шаардыг үндгүй дагаж байна.
Душаа ханд заамдгаар болсон.
Ямаагүй. Ушаа сонсогдохгүй.
Дайчта битээ. Туршаад өгч байна. дээ.
Намайг хааш явах вэ бой? Цугаараа анхаарал.
Элдэггүй. Тушаал хүлээ. Шин тушаал ирлээ.
Тушаалаар хөдөлмөй. Тушаал дэвхүйя бидэн ажиллахуя бид.
Угаар бүгд хөслөх цаг зүйтэй. Бид ажил хэрэггүй. Тушаал сонсогдохой. Тушаалыг олныг албаар тушаалыг үгдөгөө.
Намайг та би яг баймой. Таны тушаалыг үг дуугүй дагмой.
Эд
Харин баатад анх.
Хараа тушаал авахгүй юм.
Юу хийж болохгүй. Тушаал бодлох цаг болов. Чи тушаал өгөх гэж байна. Жил доосаа.
Хориндоо туршуу давх гэж байна юм. Та ямар тушаал чанаг давх юм уу? Эрчүүдээ, бид эрчүүдээ. Зоригтой тавчсан.
Та бид тушаал өгөх гэж байна.
Тасти сумаси.
тодотдох танд хүчин гэсэн.
Хараа билээ. Хараа билээ.
Тушаал хүлээ хүч бидэн.
Хаашаа хандаа. Батта сонс. Шинэ би чадна.
Өсөхгүй яг үнийг хараа хайруугаа. Тушаал өгөх гэж байна вэ?
Тушаал ирж байна.
Бидний хагаад байна.
Тус туларна бэлэн. Хуяа хараа тушаал авахгүй юм. Таны тушаал шат асуухгүй.
Таны тушаалыг хүлээмгүй.
Эднийг харгууч байна уу?
Юу хийж эзлэхгүй.
Тушаал хөдөл туулах зам бод. Амдууга ямар уушаалгүй. Бүгд таны хүслийг ёсчлон биелүүлсэн. Ажиллах хуяа бэлэн. Таны хороо бэлэн.
Бидэнд таны
Тушаалыг үргэлж дан.
ирчүүдээ би тушаалсан ёсоор юм чимээгүй. Тушаал өгч байна.
Ажиллахуя гэх. Мөг
Тушаал буулгах цаг бод бай.
таны тушаалыг үг дуугүй дагмгүй. Хоцхоя.
Тушаал эдэггүй.
Харахгүй бидэн баймгүй.
Ажиллах цаг бод. Гүйцэтгэсэн. Тушаалаар явмуу.
Намайг хаашаа
Эднийг харгууч байна уу? Тушаал авахгүй юм.
Тодотдох ирчүүдээ хөдөд.
Мариндоо турших хүлээг минь даруй явсан.
Тушаал өгөх гэж өдөрмөд.
Тушаал хүлээ хүч бидэн.
Та намдууга тушаалаар давх юм уу? Эмчүүдээ.
Ирчүүдээ зоригтой давшигдахгүй. Хинээвэр амьд үлдэх үгүй.
Бал бэлдэгдэхгүй. Эмчүүдээ. Явцоо.
Ирчүүдээ бид хоёрт баатарч агсан. Ирчүүдээ бид та тодотдох цаг.
Тушаал авахгүй юм. Тэргүү.
Тушаал хүлээ хүч бидэн.
Хараа билээ. Хараа.
Хоёрт баатар
Таны тэргүү. Эднийг бот хэрэгсэн.
анхаарахгүй. Энэ ажил
Хараа. Хаяа ани хараа. Эднийг бүдэ элчүүдэ тушаалаар болсоо. Анхаарахгүй
Тушаалыг анхаарах бүдэ.
тушаал ядаж зэрэг байлаа бит. Юу хийж эцлэх бой? Хани тушаалаар болсоо.
Цугаар.
Надуура. Ажил хөө. Зааврыг дагахгүй.
Эдэнрүүд автод бууй.
Орон барьсан байв.
Цугаар. Таны тушаалаар болсон. Би танд бэлдээ.
Тушаал бүдэ би танд. За болсоо.
Юу хийж чадахгүй.
Шуудах цаг ирлээ.
Зүйтэй.
Подайте поручение.
Ажил хуяа.
Юу хийж эцлэх? За, би үүнийг шалавхан.
Надуур ажил өгнө буй за.
Templar бидэндээ явна. Тодорхой цаг ирлээ.
Ажил хөө.
Тайхан харагдмуу.
Баста замар.
Миний өдөр явах бой. Ав.
Зүйтэй. Хинд ажил хэрэгтэй вэ? Таны хүслийг
Зүйтэй. Энд ажил хэрэггүй.
Бидний хармаж баамай.
Ажил
тушаал болгох таанууд бүгд
сонс.
бүгд
Бүгд.
Ирчүүдээ би бандайсан яваа. Тушаал бүдэ
ажиллах цаг боллоо. Тушаал болгох цаг болов. Бүгд сонс.
ирчүүдээ би ирчүүдээ зөрөгтэй авчихгүй. Хичээ.
Зүйтэй. Энд
Тушаал бүдэхэд бидэн анхаарахгүй явж.
уулгуртаа харав. Анхаарахгүй ияв гэж. Бүгд үгүй. Аамууд элчүүдэ танд хүчин зүтгэсэн.
Ажил хуяа гэдэг.
Холдох цаг.
Бидний хармаж байгаагүй.
Хоёр баатаа.
Хармаж баамай. Тушаал
Элчүүдэ хичээсүү. Тушаал хүлээх үед байдаг. Хайтууд эрчүүдээ тулалдах цаг ирлээ.
Тушаалыг өвд үгүй багах уу яа бэлэн.
Юу хийж эвслэх бой?
Цугаараа анхааралтай байвь.
Уугалардаа ажилдаа бил.
Ирчүүдээ.
Эрчүүдээ бил. Тушаал хүлээх үед байдаг.
Чи юу үсцаа? Би зүтсүү. Танд
Танд зүтгэн би цацаг үүсгэсэн. За.
ирчүүдээ.
Эрчүүд
Нагоолгороо.
тушаал өгөх гэж байна.
Хамтмын хүнийг эрдэг аваасаа.
Эндэгтгүй. Тушаал хүлээ. Агта таны түр эрчүүдээ бил.
Үүнийг дуусгав.
Атбол тушаал авахгүй ямар өгдөг та ямар тушаал хараад автаад баа тэний тулалдах бичээсөө. Тушаал хүлээ. Эрчүүдээ.
Надуур ажиллах бүгд сонс. За би үнийг шатав.
Тушаал уу.
Тушаал болгох цаг болбой.
Чи юу үс таны зарлага. Та юу хинэн тушаах бой?
Өгчиг салараах туй.
Шинэ
Ажиллах цаг боллоо.
цугаараа анхааралтай байвь.
Тушаалыг дагсан. Тушаал авахгүй яа.
Чад билээ.
Эйдэрүү тавтадгүй. Арвч баймой.
Танд зүтгэхгүй яа бэлэн.
Чи сошиалар явах. Тэг сагуус ама хат.
Анхаарахгүй. Тушаал сонс. Ажиллахгүй.
Тушаал бол бүгд хөдлөх цаг болдгоо.
Юу ажиллахгүй яа. Үслэх тушаал авахгүй яа.
Намайг хааш явуулах вэ бод? Уугалардаа.
Тушаал хүлээ.
Тушаал өгөх гэж баймой.
Хортой байх нь.
Тушаал авахгүй. Чи юу хүсвэ?
Ойд баатар гацсамаа.
Хаашаа харах юм баймгүй.
Ирчүүдээ.
Айста бэлтгэл. Өстэй
Одондох цаг ирлээ.
Тозогдох цаг ирлээ.
Хэнийг харанхуйгүй.
Ажиллах цаг бол
тушаал бүгд хөндлөх цаг болсон.
Би дайныг харахгүй юм. Цугаараа анхааралтай байна уу? Бүгд цанх. Харанхуй миний юугаа явахгүй.
Одон цаасаа хулгайсан
түн бэлэг хүл
тушаал бүтээх үед
тушаал хэллээ.
Зүйтэй. Юу хийж ажил хани тушаал ажиллах.
Тушаал болгох цаг бүгд
Энийг авах.
Чи юу гэсэн вэ? Ирчүүдээ.
Юу хийж эцлэх.
Бата. За, мужадад тушаал миний жад чи туш. Юу хийх таны зэрэг болсон.
Элчүүдээ. Ажиллах цаг боллоо.
Танд за би биелүүлсөө.
Өчөө татаа самсанаа би юу хийх вэ?
Анхаарахгүй бата.
Хойбар жагсмөр. Тушаал бүдээ үйд байдаг. Ажиллах уяа бэлэн. Хүйсгсөө. Зүйтэй. Уугадартаа.
Юу?
Ажиллах цаг бол.
Хоёртойгоо бүгд
Хойбартаа. Хойдоо. Элчүүдээ. Би шинэ мянга туруу шилжиж байна. Эднийг харгуйж байна.
Тушаалыг үгдөөгүй дагахуя.
бүгд цанх. Тушаалаар гişүүд хүмүүй.
Одондох цаг
Хуудах зам.
Бүгд сан хавь хүслийг ёсчлон биелүүл.
боллоо. Би тушаал ясаа.
тушаал.
Тэнгэр минь биднийг харж байна. Тушаал болгох цаг бол бүгд хүлэх цаг болтугай.
Тушаал бүтээх үед бид
Гэтрүү харахгүй.
ирчүүдээ.
Дайсан бидний хүлээ.
Бидний бүгд явуул. Миний үгээр явахгүй.
Юу хийж
Цугаараа анхааралтай байна уу? Би түүнийг удалгүй барай болчихсон.
Ирчүүдээ өтөр гүйцэтгэв.
Хэнийг харанхуйгүй.
Бие бидтэй.
эднийг харгуй. Юу хийж эцлэх бол? Элчүүдээ.
тушаалыг өгдөггүй. Хөдөөс одоо
Надад мууй. Тэр харуулж
би мандайдан явсан.
зинсэр юм шалаа.
Воины брани, может быть, Ушаадах гэж баймгүй. Үсгэлтийн хороо ч юм уу. Арастаа пусаа. Үсгэлтийн хороо.
Готовы. Наказы ваши исполнены.
Таны хүсэл бий.
Таны тушаалыг өгдөггүй дагмуу.
Ажиллах тушаа бүдэл туулах зам бүрт.
Цугаараа таны тушаалаа болсон.
Ажиллах хуяа би. Таны тушаалыг өгдөөгүй дагмуу. Догсмоо. Зүйтэй. Тушаалыг дагсуу.
Бидний довтолч байна. Би миний жад бэлэн.
Анхаар туй тушаал сонс. Ажиллах худ.
Ажиллах цаг боллоо.
Цугаар бүдэл туулах зам бүрт. Би танд бүгд сонс.
Тушаал болох цаг болбой.
Элчүүтэй бэлдээ тушаалаа.
Ажил хуяа бэлэг. Уугал дартаа. Гэлэн бод.
Зүйтэй. Энд ажил таны тушаалаар болсон.
Бүгд сонс.
Тушаал болгох цаг бол байна. Бүгд хөдөл.
Готов.
Тушаал өгөх гэж аль хүмүүс байна мó? Тушаал болгох цаг бол байна. Хороо үсгэлтийн хороо. Тушаал сонс.
Ирчүүдээ би
Тушаал хэрэглээ.
тушаал хийлээ.
Ажиллах цаг бол ажиллах цаг.
Цугаараа
My opponent's base spawns with 3 entrances essentially into his base. My one, easier to close off. There's typically only one way to come in. I would say I have the advantage here. Food wise, I got 3 berry bushes, all kind of to my base. His one's more spread out. These 2 are probably not as safe to get as it is for me. So once again, I get the advantage. Deer and boar, this is kind of far from my base, but it's not too bad. His one, pretty unlucky that they are all forward. Once again, I think I have the advantage on this one. Wood-wise, I'm not too good of a position, as I've got one here, one here, and one here. And I think I did chop these ones. So wood for me is a bit, not that good, but not too bad either. His one, pretty good. One big patch here, and a massive patch at the back that he can kind of wall off easily and gather wood. Knight's Templar is a pretty wood-hungry civ. Their wood cutting is really good, but their production buildings have no bonuses like being cheaper or increased production speed. So they are required to build more production buildings in order to match other civs, I believe. So him having this wood here, pretty good for him. He can mass the buildings easier. Gold wise, I have one in the back of base, pretty safe. One that's a bit forward, not too bad. These ones are, I would say, closer to my base, but I don't think it matters too much. His gold spawns forward, so that's not too good for him. The big gold for him is not too far away, but it is further than mine, I think. Oh, actually it's about the same. So no clear advantages there. Stone-wise, his ones spawn forward, so unlucky for him. But they do spawn in a bit of a cluster. Mine one, a bit more spread out, I would say, but still a bit of a cluster, still defendable when I build ovus on them. He does get, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stone sources, which are very good for his fortresses. I would say this stone spawn benefits him, but not early on, as he needs to come out and take them. Relic wise, this one's free for me. His one, actually really unlucky that they are further away. In fact, all of them are further away. So I'd say that I have the advantage to be able to grab these quicker. I think I did grab a few. But yeah, it's not favorable for him. Secret sites, not too bad. Basically in the middle. The secret sites are leading towards my side, but I think this is not that much of a big deal. Trading post, I don't think either of us can do it. I would have to put mine here and then go to there, or even just go to here. This is a lot of open area to defend trade line, so not good for me. For him, he could place it here and then go along here, but then this is very close to my base. So it's not too bad, but it's probably not advisable either. This seems kind of hard to defend for both of us, so I would say it's neutral for us. Overall, I think I had the advantage in terms of resource spawn, mainly because of the gold that spawned closer to me, the relics, and the food is not too bad. There's 3 in my base. Starting one and the 2 ones are closer to my base. His ones are just kind of spread out and more easy to harass. Though I don't think I even harassed his berries up here. I'm not even sure if he took them. Building pattern wise, I had went this way, whereas my opponent had went this way. So we didn't really overlap each other, I would say. I think it's pretty even in terms of how much we covered and not overlapping each other or running behind each other. Speeding it up. Yeah, I think I covered a bit more than he did. Oh, it kind of feels like I did. Let's have a look actually, how much of the cheap do we gather? Okay, so I won the cheap scouting war. Alright, that's pretty good. Let's see if it changes. Okay, so I fully pretty much just won the cheap scouting war. My opponent goes for an early tower as well as barracks, preparing for cavalry. Very good play from him. Because his forward gold is pretty exposed. It is a bit outside TC range, as you can see. This was my first choice to attack, so I think it was good of him that he built an outpost here. My opponent opens with pilgrims, and well, it's kind of an interesting choice, given that he's built spears and outposts to defend cavalry that he knows is coming, but at the same time he doesn't exactly have map control. Though saying that, he did get away with a few of these pilgrims going in. Yeah, I think I was just too busy with this. I opened with archery range to deal with the spears, so I think this was pretty good decision. Given that I saw the tower and I saw the spears, I know that he's playing defensively. My opponent covers his base again with an outpost. It would have probably cost the same to do a wall, but I think an outpost is probably better. Yeah, he's going for 3 outposts, which is giving me a lot of trouble actually. You know, can't dive that well. These knights, 3 armor early on, can't dive too well. I mean, it's not bad. 3 armor is still pretty good to dive, but maybe not this early with this kind of mess. So yeah, given that I started controlling the middle of the map, over here in this area, he started going for pilgrims to the right, which I don't spot for a while. So that's a good choice from him. I think if I saw the pilgrims going in the middle and then they stopped going in and I noticed that, I think I should have been more wary of him going for the other sacred sites. Like, this one was the logical one to go for, so putting like a horseman here, maybe 1 or 2 archers just like standing in the bush here would be good. That's something I can do next time when I notice the Knights Templar are not going to the same sacred sites anymore. Not sure why I keep coming around to do this dive. Effectively, I can't really do much. I can cause idle time, but every time I do, I get shot by outposts, which I can't really heal back from, given that Kashyyyk needs to be attacking something to be healing, so... And he's got a bunch of spears too, plus Hospitalier Knights now, so these guys are quite good at healing too. Overall, I think I should have just leave it alone. I don't think this was too good. I dived and I got a few villager kills, but ultimately I just kept taking damage. Yeah, a back and forth happens. This was kind of a bad dive, to be honest. TC firing. There's an outpost here. There's a bunch of spears that count as my units. Sure, I've won, but the cost was a bit too costly, I would say. Yeah, this is a bit too costly. I end up losing units, pretty much almost all of them. I do have units to come back them up, but I think it was a bit slow when bringing my reinforcements up. Had my reinforcements been together around here, all 18 of my units, or it was 20, I think, 25, this could have been taken out, this outpost, and that would have given me some kind of leverage to maybe push him off the gold. My opponent goes for an early fortress. I try to deny it. I say this is a pretty good play from him. It's protecting his gold and it's gonna push me back quite far. I keep going for the push. Ultimately, this outpost, I really wanted it gone. I'm not sure how worth this actually is to take it down. Perhaps I could have came around here and did some more damage to the wood line. Maybe even the stable, I could have destroyed it, this blacksmith as well. Yeah, I feel like I was just throwing units into his base where it wasn't doing as much damage. And I guess I just couldn't finish the game or find enough of an opportunity to essentially close the game. I age up the castle and my opponent's still in feudal age. Right, because he had decided to go Fortress instead of aging up. I think this play probably saved him. Probably a lot better than going Castle. That might have probably killed him had he done that. Given that I had some map control, my villagers moved out from my base to take food around here. This was fairly uncontested for a long time. I felt confident because I had units here and, you know, I felt like I had the map control. Once again, my opponent moves the Pilgrim Secret Site to this one instead, and I didn't cover it. I think I come to the side here to cover it. Oh no, I don't. I give up midway. Oh no, I do cover it. I put the archers there. Seeing that I didn't really spot anyone for a while, I should have really just covered all sacred sites, given that I have map control as well. So that was a bit of a missed opportunity, I would say. So many pilgrims going in. Could have been easily covered had I just put in like 3 archers, maybe around here. Like what I'm doing now here with these guys, putting 4 archers on the sacred site. Oval building wise, not good. I had forgotten once again to build ovals. That probably cost me the game as well. I could have built one here, and I could have built one on the big one here. I go for a ram push in Castle Age. I think this wasn't too good of an idea. These fortresses, they do require quite a few rams to take down, and you know, there's another one being built, so 2 of them plus an army. I think a better strategy would have been to use trebuchet and just siege down these things. I don't think rams is viable here. It's just way too many units, and there's 2 of these things. Not easy to take down with just 3 rams. Yeah, finally I sent a unit out to take down the pilgrims. 1 veteran horseman is not enough. They just kind of poke, but it's not really enough. I go in for the side raid here, moving my army to the left, given that his fortresses are up front. I wanted to attack from the side where he's most exposed. Ram pushing begins, the fight comes kind of under his fortress. I think I got a bit greedy here. I tried to move back, as you can see just then, to try and get out of this fortress range, as well as staying far away from the TC. I sent my rams to go destroy the buildings, but yeah. Ultimately, the heavy spearman really did a lot of work there. He's got quite a few of them too, I think. Yeah, 9 plus 5 normal spearmen, so that's pretty good. Trebuchet finally comes out. Reinforcement standing over here instead of joining the fight. I should probably get better at doing that. Moving my units together, my idling reinforcement. He pushes me back. I'm forced to come back with my trebuchets. I didn't want to lose these. These are pretty expensive. Yeah, he managed to push quite far. I started rushing the archery ranges and whatnot to deal with these heavy spearmen. Yeah, building crossbows to deal with these guys. I think crossbows was good. He's got hospitalier knights and heavy spearmen, so the crossbows would deal with these heavy units quite well. He dives quite far. He honestly did a lot of damage doing this dive. I feel like these buildings really should have been back here from the start. Like now I start to build them. They really should have been like all the way over here in this cluster of an area. I managed to push them back, and now I'm gathering units again. I think priority wise, yeah, I'm not sure. My opponent grabbed some relics. Very good of him. He's really onto it. I don't think I was as onto it as he is. I did build a monastery, a prayer tent, but that took a while to get a shaman out. At this point, I'm just roaming the map, looking for as much damage as I can. I like to note that despite our army being like this, the army value is actually pretty similar. He's just got more expensive units on his side. So effectively, we're kind of even. I can't quite push. He's got fortresses up. I can't quite do much about that. and I just realized that this side of the base is way exposed. So this would have been a very good raid. Here, some of my units get caught out. It's such a waste. They really should have been together so that the fight will more likely go my way had I had the units together. Yeah, now I'm just kind of throwing the troop into his troop, and seeing that I'm kind of winning, I wanted to push. Interestingly, I decided to push this sacred site, which I think is not a bad idea, but then I run into boiling oil right here. Boiling oil is very strong. Honestly, where is it? Somewhere. Here it is. Hot oil. Yeah, boiling oil is pretty strong. Look how much damage it did to rams. I think if you are playing keeps and fortresses, boiling oil is the first thing you should get, pretty much. Here I took a whole bunch of damage trying to take down a fortress so I could deny his pilgrims. And finally I reached Imperial age, so now we're in the late game stage of the game. I go for a push on this side. I think left would be better. Once again my opponent switches where the pilgrims go and I don't notice this. Yeah, losing this trebuchet was kind of big. Now I'm getting flanked as well. He gets the surround on me. Getting the surround is pretty good. So it's bad for me, it's good for him, right? Because surround means that your melee units can effectively deal damage in a circle. So normally it's a line versus a line, right? And your units kind of wandering this way, wandering that way, trying to meet each other. And then you have your DPS in the back, your archers, right? And basically, if you can get the surround, there's more like surface area to attack from. So yeah, that's why archers are kind of like, they call it DPS because they can deal damage constantly from, you know, from range. Whereas melee units, they have to engage in melee range, as obvious as that sounds. But because there's so many of them in a cluster, not all of them can reach the enemy and they need to go around. So most of the time melee units don't really deal DPS like consistently, like the way ranged units would. At this point in the game, whole bunch of fortresses came up. It's starting to get really hard to deal with. Yeah, I'm just forced to make trebuchets. It's the only way to deal with it, I think. Once he gets this trebuchet emplacement upgrade, I'm kind of in trouble because they do quite a bit of damage to my trebuchets. The opponent does a very good job here of going to the left and basically killing a whole bunch of my villagers on this gold. I would say his map control and the way he goes after the map is quite good. He's built keeps in, well, fortresses in places that matter. So, you know, these two, getting the stone plus the gold, the 8k gold, very good. And I think he secures this area. Yeah, he does. He builds a fortress here on this gold too. He's essentially just slowly Zerg creeping my way into my base. And I can't take these fortresses down fast enough. You know, the trebuchets are very slow. Siege is very slow in general. I started to build bombards to try counter this. I don't think I did very much of this bombard. Yeah, the keep goes up. I had to back off. Ain't no way I can push this by myself without siege. I would just lose my units and be behind. It's starting to sink into me that I'm bad at Imperial. I'm actually really bad late game. Like, I don't do much micro, as you can see. I kind of just A-move into enemy units and hope that my massive units is better than his. That's something I can really work on. Like, essentially, he held out against my raids, and my raids could have been in more directions than just like right, forward, and then, you know, I neglected the side of the map. Like, I would say this side is prime time for invading and raiding, but no, I didn't use the opportunity. Yeah, eventually he starts to push my base, and I'm just kind of backing off, trying to gather units. I built hand cannoneers to try and do what they can, I guess. Teutonic Knights, god, these are strong. These are really strong. They're slow, but he's got essentially more map control now, so it's not too bad to be slow. If you have no map control, then being slow is kind of a death sentence. This entire army is literally countered by crossbows and hand cannoneers. I think like look at this. Heavy, 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 and some more heavies. These two, the master's too small to really matter. This elite archer would have needed horsemen, or just Kashyyyk in general would have been fine too. But then I'd be spending gold on 2 types of gold units, so that's pretty expensive on its own right. I would say if I wanted to beat this late game army, I would have needed heavily into crossbows, maybe like 40-50 of them. And then heavy into horsemen and some Kashyyyk would have been good with the leftover gold from spending on crossbows. I think that would be a good play. I'd like to note here that I forgot to build another Khan, I think. Yeah, I didn't build another Khan anywhere. So that's not good. I need to build more Khans. Torguds and Khan would have really helped the damage here. Plus 10 or whatever it is percent. Those would be very good. And this is my last game Golden Horde. And I'd like to make a note that I did not focus on stone well enough at all. You know, I didn't even get this Stockyard Edict like in any of my 10 games. This is honestly as important probably as enclosures for English, or even like Royal Bloodline for French. This is probably a key upgrade that I should be saving for. In fact, yeah, the Ovu, completely forgot that that's a mechanic on the Golden Horde that's important. Yeah, I didn't really build anymore except for the one. That's probably why I lost this game. I could have had way more stone and used the stone for, you know, Khans, Torguds. This upgrade wasn't even used. Yeah. Yeah, this upgrade here, oh, it's not the upgrade, sorry, the defensive aura wasn't even used at all, once again. So I would say that overall, given what I didn't do, because I didn't know about these things, the upgrades in the stone, I think I did kind of okay this game, given that I was kind of handicapped from my own lack of knowledge. But ultimately, if I wanted to win, I needed to know about these 2 things, and also like, just in general, this edict thing, which I didn't utilize very well in my past 10 Golden Horde games. Yeah, I think I just suck at micro when it comes to late game. It's like there's so many units that I just kind of shut down and I just A-move and hope they win. And then I just kind of hope that I have the economy to keep spamming units out to win these games. Like I said in my previous videos, my Imperial really needs work. It's just like, I don't know, I keep shutting down when it comes to late game. I keep like just not microing my units. In fact, I have a bunch of siege here. Oh, there's trebuchets. Oh, nah. I think one or 2 mangonels here would have been good. Yeah, and eventually I tapped out. He's in my base and I'm out of resources, pretty much. So what can we learn from today's game? Have a think about what it is that your opponent's Civ wants to do. This is going to depend on your game sense and game knowledge, both of which comes from experience of playing more and more online. It's going to be situation specific, and it's going to be up to you on how you read the situation. Let's start with a simple example that everyone should know of. This is the Civ that everyone starts playing. It's in the tutorial. If you skip the tutorial and you went to playing something else besides English right from the start of your journey into Age of Empires 4, you are honestly a gigachad. English wants to harass with Abbey of King. If they go Abbey of King, their priority is to use the king to come and harass your gold. If that's what they want to do, then you counter with an outpost or some spears. They want to go castle and get White Tower, so that White Tower can protect their farms as well as produce units faster. They like to farm transition a bit earlier than other civs because it's easier to do so. They want that food economy inside their base so they can play defensively. And if they get to Imperial, they want to get enclosures as fast as they can so that they are less reliant on fighting over gold. Though you still need to mine gold as English late game. All four of these things may not be true for the specific game you're playing. You'll need to confirm these things by scouting or checking their resources, such as clicking on their gold and stone, see how much is left. Now we know what they could do, what they could possibly want to do. What can we do about it? Well, if they harass with Abbey of King, then, like I said earlier, that's just spears and an outpost. Okay, dealt with. They want to go White Tower to protect their base. Okay, perhaps we can attack them earlier. Maybe we can attack them while they're just about to go castle. You know, save up some troop for a feudal timing attack kind of all-in thing. And let's say we're too late and they get a White Tower. What can we do then? Well, hopefully we saw the White Tower coming, so we go to castle ourselves and we prep ourselves into building trebuchet as soon as possible. Okay? What about farm transition? What if they're trying to do a farm transition? What do you do? Well, it's hard to stop them. They have a White Tower up. If they do it before the White Tower, maybe we can do some kind of raid on that and kind of slow it down. Maybe we can attack the wood line, get some damage in there so it's harder to farm transition. They go Imperial, they get enclosures immediately. What do we do to counter this? Well, enclosure gives them gold as a bonus, but it's not like the only thing they can rely on. They still need to mine gold. So maybe we can try to grab more map control so that they have a harder time getting the gold required to build the knights and whatnot, right? We'll just deny them the gold outside their base. Okay, let's look at French. What does the French player want to do? He wants to get early knights to come harass you. He wants to maybe go castle or maybe get all the upgrades in feudal age. If he goes castle, he can get Royal Institute, which means he gets early bloodline, and then he can get veterancy on his knights, which makes them a lot stronger, so that's his power spike. And maybe the French player wants to take outside food sources like deer and boar. Okay, what can we do about it? Well, if they get early knights, I guess we just have to get spears. Spears and outpost. Okay, they are gonna want to upgrade the knights. Alright, what can we do to stop that? Maybe we push them harder so that they are forced to produce units rather than take upgrades. Maybe we can beat them to castle age so that we can out-tech them and have our own power spike before them. Maybe we can attack his gold sources more often so that he has more trouble getting the upgrades. This French player wants to take outside food sources. Okay, maybe we can try to gain map control. Maybe we can raid more. Maybe we can make a note of where the boar and deers are and then just basically keep going for it. Just keep denying the food outside. What about Knights Templar? What do they want to do? Well, I haven't really played Knights Templar yet. I'm gonna play them now because I just lost the game to them, as you saw in this game. So, Knights Templar, they want to get pilgrims out. That's how they get their gold. They want to build fortresses. That's how they build their landmarks. That makes them harder to kill. And also, it acts as a defensive structure on resources that they want to secure. They might want to play late game, get to Imperial, and then get out the Giga units, like the Teutonic Knights, that one horse that starts with an S that's really good and expensive. I don't know how to pronounce it. And I don't even know what the third unit is actually for the Imperial Age. But anyway, what can we do about it? They get pilgrims out, we deny the sacred site, we get map control, we put units on patrol so that they can take out the pilgrims as they come by. They want to build fortresses. Perhaps we can try to deny the stone. Perhaps we can attack them while they're building it. Maybe we could secure the resources first by building our own keep, assuming they were in castle and they're still in feudal. Okay? And late game, they want to get those expensive units. those are gonna cost gold, so denying the pilgrims and denying the gold sources are probably key to making sure that they do not get the gold to make those units. Perhaps we build counter units in advance. We know that the Teutonic Knights are coming, so we build crossbows. We want to always think of what is it that our opponent really wants to do. We have to read the game, see how it goes, and then act accordingly. And we have to commit too. We have to act early on it. You know, as soon as you get the confirmation signs and you think that there's a 70-80% likelihood that they're going to do exactly what you think they're going to do, then you just go for it. Just commit to the counter and go for it. I think that's probably the best way to go about it. You can definitely get it wrong, you know. I've gotten it wrong plenty of times where I've played against English and I just assumed they're going to go 2TC, but they didn't go 2TC. They went for feudal aggro and I lost. That can happen. Confirming what your opponent is doing is a pretty valuable skill that I would say is quite hard to develop. This whole thing ties into my previous video where I talked about thinking one step ahead of your opponent. You have to think one step ahead and be able to guesstimate what your opponent is gonna want to do. It's just gonna come down to game experience, I think. It's just gonna come down to playing enough games to know how a certain civ would want things to go. And that's it. See you in the next one. We are playing Knights Templar now.